Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks, and this is part 3. And I mentioned in part 2 that I was going to make it more symmetrical, and if you look at the shape that's in there, that is symmetrical. Everything's perfect, but I kind of thought about a different way to do it. And I'm not going to make the entire, well, let me make a copy of that. Hit plus key on my keyboard. And what I did, I made the block 10 inches. And before I go any further, you could scale this down, whatever size you make it, whatever size you're going to print it later. You know, it doesn't have to be, I do it big for the video, and maybe people could, well, doesn't matter if you're zoomed in. But in the previous video, I set my nudge factor 7.5. Let me move this over a little bit. Control D and make a duplicate, and then move it over. So I've got the 5 block. And then I started thinking, well, it's got to be a measurement from here to here to get the measurement for the other dimension. So if you go to that right there, you've got a 30-inch gap between the leading edge and the leading edge on the last one. So if you just take a 2-point line, holding down the control button, and make it 30 inches, there's your gap or your space for the triangular part, and then just move that, get the 4-point line and move it like right to there, and then move your center rotation. And I might really want to move it to the other edge. Yeah, I want to move it to this edge. That way we can see that it's that angle. And see what's so funny now, it's only 15 inches long, kind of confusing. But and then if you hit a plus on the keyboard and mirror it and take that same line and put it up here, and it actually might be here now, because we need those lines to kind of intersect. I'm a little bit confused how I did this. Let me just double check something. This was, well, I've scaled it down. It's 37 inches now, 27 inches. But this still might work. And then hit the plus key in your keyboard and move this down to kind of where those lines meet. And this would be a good place to zoom in. And those lines should pretty much set on top of each other. You can set your nudge factor on 0.01 and kind of nudge that up. And there's still probably a mathematical figure out there to do this. And then just take that one, hold down the shift key, and take that one, and open up Windows, Dockers, and Transform, and no, blend. I want to blend it. Never mind. Object, effects. I'm losing it tonight. 3 times, and there's your block. Then take that block, hold down. Well, I would always take it, at least break this blend apart and actually ungroup this. Probably doesn't really matter, but grab that one now and that one and do the same thing. And there you have a more, you know, and if we do the test, and if you've done it right, that should be equal. It's a pretty cool design. I don't know what you'll ever do with it, but it's a learning process on how to make it look like that. And then, of course, the other video where I put these behind. So you need to grab both these with the shift tool, go up to object and ungroup them, because each are well, we have to ungroup them individually. Because each, I don't understand. Oh, see, it's a part of the blend. So I need to grab it all because I've messed with it, break the 5 objects apart. Now these are individual. Go up to object, group, and ungroup. Object, group, and ungroup. And then you could actually take, well, we need to break that blend apart. grab it all. A lot of times if you've gone too far, you've got to grab it all and break the blend apart. And I'm going to try this time just to put this behind without moving the other ones, because the other times, well, if you do that, well, that's right. That's the way it looks. So instead of moving these two, you can move that one down. And that doesn't look right, but that's the way the other one is, and it looks right to me. But anyway, the main part of the video is measurement, and to get this thing pretty symmetrical. I think it's dead on. One way you can always do a test is to Control D and duplicate it, and then mirror it one way, and you can see they're right on top of each other. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.